Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Wednesday in the market. BBBY, we're going to discuss that. GME, a couple of runners today. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. I'm going to show you some options, some technical analysis. Stick around. Here's our Twitter. You can follow us on at Happy Money YT. And we have a Discord server. Link for those are in the description. I've got about 30 minutes to close. BBBY. Selling the news started coming early, really started coming yesterday. Big down, and then flat, and then pre-market came down a lot. They filed to basically offer more shares, and so dilution. So basically, the amount of capital you have in the company, you will own less percent of that company when they put more shares into the market. And they had their strategic plan that came out this morning, their call. It basically was the whole purpose of it, from my take, is they wanted to basically soften up their news of dilution. So they wrapped dilution in the share offering in this kind of PowerPoint, basically, of their strategy of doing good stuff. So it's a good way to honestly soften the blow. If they didn't say anything and then there was just a filing saying they're offering shares, that would definitely scare investors. So the fact that they had said, we're going to have an announcement, we're excited about it, it's strategic, and it's on this day, and kind of hyped it a little bit, it is going to cause kind of a pump and dump to an extent. But what it does is that people's expectations, they're expecting, I guess, news of some sort, not just a surprise, because dilution would typically be a bad surprise. So we didn't know what it was going to be, but the fact that it's like part of this strategic thing, it's, you know, it's supposed to seem better. But if you understand dilution, it's not a good thing, but really for the company, they need it. And so long term, if there's going to be any success with Bed Bath & Beyond, they will probably have to dilute. And so yeah, basically everything that was still in play that caused this squeeze, other than Ryan Cohen, is still there. So there's definitely still potential for it. The dilution, so they didn't say, from my reading, I just briefed over the filing, they can do it at the money offering from time to time, basically. So it's actually the same wording that RC used with GME, which is the one bullish thing with the offering, because when he said that, they didn't offer shares right then. They waited for a rally up, and then they offered shares. I think it was on this trend. So potentially BBBY is waiting for a rally, a gamma squeeze, a short squeeze to offer shares, and that would be best case scenario for them as a company to capitalize on basically the manipulation that the short sellers have held in the stock for so long. And if they get caught in some sort of squeeze, they could capitalize on that. And it is with the help of retail for sure, and any funds or hedge funds going long. But yeah, so it's what exactly kind of our highest probability was for this event, which I said, I think 2 days ago, or 2 videos ago, I guess, which was Friday. My most likely outcome would be that RC wasn't involved anymore, and he just didn't see where it was going, or didn't like where it was going, and their strategic news isn't going to be much. So yeah, I thought that was the most logical, to say all this crazy stuff about buying bye baby. Like, yeah, there's possibilities of anything, but if you get too deep into confirmation bias, you just lose sight of logic. And so my put plays on it worked pretty well, because I kind of expected to sell the news, even though I was hopeful for something else. And this announcement and the dilution is basically the worst news you can get, other than bankruptcy, which I don't think they would hype bankruptcy. I was not expecting bankruptcy news. I thought that was silly. The people thought it could be them announcing bankruptcy. Typically they don't announce that, for one, they just file it. But yeah, so dilution, yeah, it's not great, and but it's all right. And it's possible they're actually offering shares right now on the market. This price action is really flat today. So I know some of you guys in Discord are suggesting that. So they could offer at any point. To me, it seems a little silly to offer it here at $9 when it was just at 30, and then they did share buybacks, I guess, this year. Some of you guys were saying, I didn't look into it, but why they did share buybacks back here and now we're offering shares, like if the company really took a turn for the worst in that short amount of time, that's pretty awful. Or it's just BCG Consulting giving them very bad advice to buy back shares when it's at 30 and offer shares when it's at 9. Basically the reverse of what RC did. But RC bought in high, but at that point it wasn't high. It was pretty good priced. I think they short attacked it because of RC, and that's why it came down so low. So the fact that he was able to get out and profit is commendable. He played that trade quite well. Since he couldn't come to eye with them, he was still able to make money on it, which is kind of insane. So yeah, that's the BBBY. That's what I've got, I guess, for now. I still have my plays on. I'll keep rolling short puts. I definitely think it's still gamma squeeze and short squeeze. It might be a couple weeks, settle down. IV's probably got to come back lower for the options to get more attractive. But it's still on reg show. The FTDs are still crazy on it. The borrow fee's still high. It's going to be a little more difficult, I think, without a catalyst. But that said, this whole run here, there was no catalyst, more or less. Just that it had a high short interest. It was cheap. Options were cheap. And just started building momentum. So there was no catalyst here. RC was in it for months before here. So this whole thing didn't happen for any sort of catalyst. Less attractive without RC in it and with them being able to offer shares. But in the long term, the share offering could be the one thing that saves them from bankruptcy. Gamestop, we broke through that flag support that happened today, and that's not good for the downside. Might be some bounces here and there, but it seems like we'll probably keep coming lower. Past 4 weeks now, this has been pretty red, and that's why we sold up here. We had the red candle at 9, we had a bearish MACD, and I said these are my triggers. I've got to close my swing shares. So because you never know how long it's going to be until you're back up there, and that's why you have to follow a plan, stick to it. Sometimes even if it's wrong, you'll still typically do better than someone doesn't have a plan at all. So that's where we're at. Like I said, I did buy in some, maybe 10% at like 32. I am gonna wait now because we didn't hold a higher low like we were, and now it looks like we're breaking that low. So like yesterday's video, this 15 price target that they're giving on the megaphone top deal, 15 to 18. Again, in a market crash, I think we could break that low if the market doesn't crash. Not seeing it breaking that 1940 low. So we've got earnings coming up next Wednesday, and we'll see probably some volatility around there, maybe big pop to the upside. I mean, we're due for a retrace to the upside at some point. I don't know how big it'll be, but probably enough to cool off that RSI on the hourly, maybe back up to this 31 or so range. I think that's max pain also. I still have puts on GME though for October, kind of this area in October, and our next rally I'm not expecting until probably October, like a big rally with big volume like we had here. Not to say it's just going to keep coming down until then. It could trade flat and then come down, like it's done back here. They consolidate and they keep coming. But yeah, so I'll start scaling in once it shows basically signs of reversal, and maybe with some volume too would be nice. Market, little red today. What's it doing into close? So my put play I opened on SPY. I took a small loss on it, like a $20 loss or something. SPY gapped up a little bit, and then it just showed it was too bullish for me in the morning. And my rule with that is I'm just trying to close it pretty early if it's going the wrong direction, and it was going the wrong direction this morning. So closed out of the SPY put for a small loss, and looking to enter a new SPY put. But it's a little more choppy. It's not quite as clear because it's so oversold on this hourly. MACD's flip bullish on it, so we'll see. I might not do it. Daily's still bearish on SPY. Yeah, so not quite as clear of a direction. Some interesting runners today. AVCT, one of you YouTubers commented this one. it had a big move pre-market. I don't usually trade pre-market, but this thing could be setting up for a big move, honestly. Increased volume from yesterday, did break its high from 2 days ago also. So that's a nice bull flag. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this in or not. I don't like buying in when the RSI is so high, but that has kept me from missing out on a lot of trades. It's also saved me from some. We'll see. If after hours, I don't know. I might throw a little something in there. I might have a dip after hours and I might buy up that dip. Could be getting an RSI divergence here too. I might wait on that. Markets are, it's sketchy right now. Revlon's making a little move, looks like here. Some of the IPO ones were coming up today. HKD, AMTD, OST. Yeah, I bought in today to ISPO. I like the chart. It was making a big run today and it got shorted down. I missed the run up. I was gonna buy in right here, just seeing consolidation. I was hoping to come back to VWAP, it didn't. And I just let it run then, because I didn't want to buy into it. Had a rally and then got just stopped basically. So I bought in right about here, about 700 shares. My IPO amount $2,000. On the daily, it looks nice. It's got a lot of volume today on a green candle, inverted hammer, which is bullish. It also has this RSI divergence here, higher low here, and lower low here. So that's a bullish reversal sign, as well as that handle, that inverted hammer candle. A handle sounds nice right now after that BBBY report. Anyway, so this thing hopefully will rally, and then still have our other shares here on Webull. Let's see. Try not to overtrade when markets are choppy. So there's put small loss. Here's my bearish play on BBBY. I could have held it, but it was a weekly and I was up 100% on it. So close that one out for 100%. And the options on Gamestop I just don't like. BBY is holding this kind of support here pretty well. So yeah, I mean, I still have about 90 grand in BBBY basically in short puts on options. So I'm hopeful that I'm hoping that it basically closes above 10 by Friday, or I'll have to roll this down more, and I'll keep rolling it. I definitely think I'll be able to finagle my way out of this play at some point, because I think there's definitely still potential there for a move. And that's the beautiful thing about the short puts, is you can just keep rolling them. So here's earnings for GME. Here's potential for T69, basically the next rally day, somewhere in this area. I'm going to show you the margin account. You can see my short puts. I actually have them on GME too. I'm going to have to roll those also, since that thing has just dumped. So there's my 10 put on BBBY. It's up 5,900. That's after the roll though, so I'm down on it quite a bit. And then I've got 31 short puts on GME. I'll roll those as far down as I can for next week. IV should be pretty good, since next week it'll cover earnings. So yeah, and then on this account, same deal. GME, I've got one short put on here, and then the BBY short puts. Sell my HSDT shares. It's at a nice low price, so hopefully it doesn't dump a lot from where it's at, and it just has basically upside potential. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff's really oversold, so could see a bounce here. Maybe tomorrow. Fridays have been pretty sad on the overall market, so rally into Friday. Actually, we have data on Friday, so not sure how that will play out. But yeah, oversold again on the hourly. Might see a little bounce. I maybe won't do this. I close that SPY overnight play. Just there's not a clear direction to me. Tesla put debit spread's doing well. I actually have an order to get more of those. Tesla's at a very nice spot to go short on it, I believe. Just this nice rounded top. Take those off, you can see. Got red under the 9 moving average, bearish MACD. I definitely see this gap being filled. Did just break out of this megaphone top. Same deal. That's giving a price target down there, 241 to 248 range in the next 34 days. So basically end of October. No, September. Yeah, end of September. Yeah, those are my plays. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on Discord. Peace out.